Hello everyone and welcome back to Kobean History. In this episode of History's Firsts, we will take a look at when smoking was introduced to Europe, and why for the longest time smoking was actually considered healthy instead of harmful. The first people to smoke tobacco were the Native Americans, to whom it played an important role in shamanistic rituals as well as being used for a variety of medical purposes. When Columbus's ships arrived in the Caribbean, some of the crew took up the habit. One person in particular, Rodrigo de Jerez, became an avid smoker and took tobacco back home to Spain. However, the Spanish populace was not yet familiar with the concept of smoking, and when his neighbors frequently spotted him blowing out smoke, they reported him to the authorities, as only the devil could imbue someone with the power to produce smoke from their body. Unexpectedly, the Spanish Inquisition arrested Rodrigo, sentencing him to 7 years in jail. When he got out, he was astonished to find people smoking in the streets, as the practice had caught on by that point. Now, the original events this story is based off have probably been fictionalized over the ages, so the details of what happened in the story might be called into question. But what we do know at least is that Columbus's crew introduced tobacco to Europe. Over the years, it only grew more and more popular as European nations set up colonies in the New World and started cultivating the crop. As its popularity spread throughout Europe, an interesting trend that was observed is that pipe smoking was more popular in England and cigar smoking in Spain and Portugal, which reflected the practices of the natives who lived in the regions of their colonies. In the mid-16th century, Jean Nicot was the French ambassador to Portugal, and when he returned to France he brought tobacco with him. The tobacco plant's scientific name was named after him, and in turn that's also where the chemical substance nicotine gets its name from. Jean Nicot was also an advocate of tobacco's alleged medical properties, and it was partly thanks to him that tobacco came to be regarded as a universal medicine, an erroneous view that would persist throughout the coming centuries. The initial reaction that the Spanish Inquisition had might have been correct though, as smoking kills instead of heals. Of course, they did not know this at the time, and in addition to Nicot's claims, settlers had also observed it being used as medicine by the Native Americans. Its use also aligned with the medical practices of the time, and physicians were quick to incorporate smoking into medical theory. Back then, humoral theory still held sway, which was the concept that 4 humors had influence over a person's health. To stay healthy, you would have to keep your humors in balance. They did this in a variety of ways, but one of them was by ingesting certain things. These humors had properties, and to boost one humor up, you'd have to consume things with similar properties to the humor. Tobacco was considered hot and dry, so it would boost your yellow bile. It also fit right in with another medical theory of the time, the Miasma Theory, which proposed that illness was solely transported through air, and therefore the smoke you created by smoking would shield you from illnesses. We now know this is not how medicine or pathogens work, but even back then there were already people claiming smoking was bad for you. One prominent work written against the practice of smoking was by the King of England, James I. Several other people made similar claims throughout the centuries, but people did not start to believe it until the mid-20th century, when hard evidence that smoking caused lung cancer was brought forward. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'd like to thank my patrons and channel members for their support, especially my $25 patron G. David.